Yes, there is a connection. Earlier, I was pressing the idea that modern systems create their own functional theology. Not theology in a church sense, but in the sense of what a system ultimately trusts, serves and treats as sovereign. Applied here, institutions can become objects of practical faith. A system like government, bureaucracy, science, or even markets may begin with the stated purpose of serving people. But over time, the system can drift toward preserving its own continuity, its own expertise, its own authority, its own funding, and its own internal logic. In that sense, the institution becomes, functionally, its own god. Human need then becomes secondary to system maintenance. In my Medicare example, my instinct was simple. Why is the system not organized around the person's obvious path of care? That critique suggests the person has been subordinated to institutional design. And that is very close to a theological critique. The created thing begins ruling its creator. In biblical terms, this echoes idolatry. Idolatry is not only bowing to statues, it is treating a human-made system as ultimate. Ancient idols were carved gods. Modern idols may be bureaucracy, technology, the state, progress, even artificial intelligence. They promise order. They promise security. They promise salvation. This also connects to the dependency relationship. If man is contingent upon God, then human institutions are contingent upon man. But when institutions forget that dependence, they begin to behave as though they are self-existent. That is the inversion. That is the theological rebellion within the system itself. And Skinner fits here too. A bureaucracy can become a kind of Skinner box, rewarding compliance, punishing dissent, conditioning people to accept the system's assumptions as reality. Then what people truly need is replaced by what the system is prepared to reward. So yes, there is a connection. Influence peddling is not merely political corruption. It may be a symptom of something deeper. A theology in which institutions quietly become objects of trust and obedience, displacing the human beings they were created to serve. Influence peddling is not merely political corruption. It is evidence of something deeper, a system that has forgotten its proper place. Institutions were created to serve human beings. But once they become objects of trust and obedience, they begin demanding what only God was meant to receive.